Have you ever felt that people come to you only when they need something? Have you ever canceled your own plans, your rest, your sleep, or your peace, just to help someone who forgets you the moment they are done? If you have felt this, then this story is for you. Because sometimes life teaches us the hardest lesson through the people we care about. Before we begin, close your eyes for a moment and think about this. How many times have you said yes when your heart wanted to say no? How many times have you helped others while silently hurting inside? Tonight's story might feel personal because this is not just a story. This might be your story. In a quiet town where the evenings were painted with golden sunsets and the mornings smelled of fresh earth, there lived a man named Rayhan. Rayhan was known by everyone. If a bicycle broke down, people called Rayhan. If someone needed help moving furniture, they called Rayhan. If a troubled soul needed someone to listen, they went straight to Rayhan's home. And Rayhan always welcomed them. With a warm smile, he would say, "Don't worry, I'll take care of it." Helping others made him feel valuable. It made him feel needed. People admired him. "Rayhan is the kindest man in this town," they said. But slowly, something invisible began to change. Rayhan's life stopped belonging to him. His garden stayed messy. His windows remained cracked. His roof made strange noises during the night. Problems piled up in his life like unopened letters. But Rayhan was always too busy fixing everyone else's troubles. Every night he returned home exhausted, clothes dusty and hands tired. His mother would watch him quietly and say, "My son, you help everyone. Why does no one help you?" Rayhan would smile gently and reply, "It's okay, mother. One day they will remember." But that day never came. One evening, the sky turned dark without warning. Heavy winds rushed through the town. Doors slammed. Trees shook violently. A storm was coming. People hurried outside to protect their belongings. Rayhan rushed out too, but not toward his own house. He ran to help his friend Samir, whose tools were scattered in the yard. Together they worked quickly. They covered equipment. They tied ropes. They carried boxes inside. They worked until the rain began. Only then did Rayhan remember his own home. His chairs were still outside. His plants were uncovered. His boxes were open. Then the storm exploded. Rain fell like sheets of glass. The wind screamed through the streets. When Rayhan finally reached home, everything was ruined. His garden was destroyed. Plants lay buried in mud. Furniture was broken. His peaceful corner of the world was gone. He sat silently on the steps as rain ran down his face. His mother came and placed a towel on his shoulders. She said softly, "Today you saved everyone, except yourself." Rayhan said nothing, but inside, something cracked. The next morning, Rayhan walked slowly to the edge of town, where an old teacher named Hakim Saeed lived beside a quiet river. Hakim Saeed was known as a man who understood life. Rayhan sat beside him and said, "I help everyone, but I feel empty. I'm not tired from work. I'm tired from people. Why does kindness feel so heavy?" Hakim Saeed pointed to the river and asked, "What do you see?" "A river," Rayhan replied. Hakim Saeed nodded. "This river gives life to everything. Trees grow because of it. Animals drink from it. Farmers depend on it." Then he asked quietly, "But what happens when the river overflows?" Rayhan answered, "It floods." "And what does a flood do?" "It destroys." Hakim Saeed looked at him kindly. "Kindness without limits becomes destruction. You are kind, Rayhan, but you have no boundaries. You run everywhere for everyone, but nowhere for yourself." Rayhan listened carefully. "You think saying no is wrong, but sometimes saying no is self-respect. Then Hakim Saeed said, "For 7 days, do not say yes immediately. When someone asks for help, pause. If helping them steals your peace, say 2 simple words. Not today." The next day felt strange. Around noon, Samir came running. "Rayhan, please help me move a heavy box." Rayhan looked at his broken fence. It had waited months to be repaired. His heart wanted to say yes, but he remembered the river. He took a deep breath. "I'm sorry, Samir. Today I need to fix my own fence." Samir stared in shock. "You?" Saying no. Rayhan nodded quietly. Samir walked away upset. Rayhan felt guilty, but he stayed. By evening, the fence stood strong again, for the first time in months. Rayhan felt proud. In the following days, people kept coming. Small requests, small favors. And each time Rayhan answered calmly, "I'm busy today." Something unexpected happened. Instead of feeling tired, he felt peaceful. Instead of feeling pressure, he felt free. On the 4th day, rain returned. Water started dripping from Rayhan's roof. He looked outside, waiting, hoping, expecting someone to knock. No one came, not a single person. But this time, Rayhan did not feel hurt. He felt strong. He climbed up and repaired the roof himself. It took hours. But when he finished, he sat quietly beneath the dry ceiling and whispered, "So this is what it feels like, to depend on myself." Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. Rayhan changed. He stopped running every time someone called. He protected his sleep. He protected his time. He protected his peace. He woke early. He cared for his garden. He repaired his home. And something surprising happened. People began respecting him more. Samir learned to solve his own problems. Neighbors stopped calling him for every small thing. The town remained friendly. But Rayhan was no longer treated like a tool. His garden bloomed again. His house looked alive. His face looked peaceful. And for the first time in years, he laughed without feeling tired. He was no longer the man who belonged to everyone. He was the man who belonged to himself. One afternoon, Hakim Saeed visited him. He looked around the clean yard and green plants. Then he asked softly, "So Rayhan, did everything fall apart when you stopped saying yes?" Rayhan smiled. "No. My life finally came together." Hakim Saeed nodded. "When you stopped saying yes to everyone, you finally said yes to yourself. And that is when life begins to change. So let me ask you, are you like Rayhan? Do you give too much? Do you say yes even when it hurts? Remember this, saying no does not make you selfish. It makes you strong. It means you are choosing peace over pressure. Your time is precious. Your energy is limited. Your heart is valuable. Protect them. Because the world will respect you only when you respect yourself first. If this story touched your heart, take a moment right now. Subscribe to this channel for more powerful life stories that help you grow stronger, wiser, and more confident. Because sometimes, one story can change the way you see your life. And maybe the next story will be exactly the message you need. Subscribe now and become a better version of yourself.